Hey everybody, it's Dr. Nicole, your certified master coach and success strategist. How you guys doing? I just want to talk a couple of minutes tonight. We're not going to be long. We're just going to talk a couple of minutes on how to recover when you've lost, right? So naturally, hi Rhonda. Naturally, we're all striving for wins in different areas of our lives. And you know very well that talking about the win, helping to position the win, helping people go for the win is something that is deep in my wheelhouse and something that I absolutely enjoy doing. So I thought about, how well do we bounce back? How resilient are we? Hi, Claudine. How resilient are we at recovering when we've put our sights on something, there's something that we're going after, and it doesn't work out the way we planned, right? It doesn't manifest the way we thought that it would. Hi, Rhonda. So I want you to think about a couple of things. First thing is, when you've lost, I want you to be really clear about what exactly was the strategy that you were using. Now, some people say, well, it was my strategy, so obviously I know what it was. Well, it's your strategy and you know what it was based on going for the win. But now that things didn't manifest, hi Maisha, hi Stephanie, the way that you thought that it would, what does your strategy look like in comparison to the result that you did not want? When you look at the steps that you took, when you look at how you looked at the problem or how you looked at the opportunity, and it did not manifest the way that you thought, even with that strategic plan, what were the areas that were missed opportunities for you? What were the areas where you can see, wow, there was an opportunity here that was not seized. Maybe this could have shifted how the progression of the outcome took place. When you look at how you navigated those steps and navigated that strategy, did you have a clear understanding of what the opportunity was? Now listen to this. Hey, Arlene, listen to this carefully when I say this. There are times when we're going after things and we don't have a clear understanding of what we're up against. So it really is like using a Phillips screwdriver for a hammer's job, so to speak, because we don't have a clear understanding of what we need to be strategic about, where some of the potential landmines are, where some of the opportunities are that we need to seize, where there are skills that we need to have that maybe are not to the capacity that they need to be to really go after this thing in the best way possible. I want you to think about this because this kind of applies whether we're talking about job, whether we're talking about relationship, whether we're talking about where we see our vision moving as it relates to the actions that we're trying to put into place so that our vision will manifest. Do you have a real awareness of what your opponent is? Now, in a lot of times when I am working with clients, a lot of times I talk to them about them being their number one opponent. That the objective is to understand the problem, understand what they're going after, but to be really clear about the fact that they are the most powerful entity in the dynamic because they're the entity that they can control. They're the entity that they have a great deal of influence on. So it's about managing yourself in the process. And if things don't turn out the way that you believe that they were supposed to, It's about then managing how you debrief what happened. Being able to take a step back, rest for a second. Yes, I said rest for a second. Allow yourself to come down off of the grief and the thought about what it is that you thought you were supposed to have that didn't manifest. And then really look at how your leadership influenced the outcome, because you've got to look at yourself first. Even if you are not the top dog in charge of what's happening, each individual is a leader in their own right. So you really have to look at how did your leadership affect the outcome, and now that you're in a space of trying again or understanding what happened or strategizing to create a new opportunity in another space, but you're going to now take these lessons with you. You got to know what the lessons are. You got to be willing to kind of pick it all apart and say, how did I best govern myself towards the win? How did I best govern my talents, my giftings, my actions, my attitude towards the win? We have to look at ourselves first. Absolutely. And it's not for blame. Listen, it's really important when you're recovering from a loss that you're not only honest, but you're not condemning of yourself. Your recovery time is going to be critical when it comes to your next opportunity. If you're down and out forever because something didn't work out the way that you thought that it should, you see it as, okay, I didn't win, it's truly a loss, all of that. You got to see it for what it is, but you can't stay down too long because you've still got some momentum from that loss. Don't believe, hello, hearts, all of that good stuff. Hey, James. Don't believe that just because it didn't turn out the way that you wanted in that moment, that it is a permanent denial. Your job is to get some rest and respite and then get back up so that you can understand, what did I just experience? What just happened? What can I clearly see just happened here? What could I control? What could I control? What could I not control? Did I understand the problem that was ahead of me, and what did my playbook say that was probably missing? Things like, again, looking at yourself as your greatest opponent, but also looking at who the opponents are that are outside of you. What kind of tools are they working with? What kind of skin do they have in the game? What kind of game are they playing? You got to understand that to be strategic. Hi, Crystal. You got to understand that to be strategic about your next time out of the gate. And here's something that's really interesting. Were there things that you were told on a spiritual level that you didn't believe, so you moved in a different direction? Now, that's a big thing, you guys. Don't just skip over that. I've often found when I've gone into situations and there are times where I did not allow myself to give myself permission to accept that what I was getting was a spiritual unction and a spirit guiding me, God guiding me towards what I needed to do, that I'm often in a space of, man, I should have listened to that voice. Because that voice was indicating to me things from a spiritual perspective that I couldn't see in the moment, in the flesh, in whatever I was engaging in. So being really in tune to the information that you're getting in context of what's happening, and what's your gut and your spirit telling you about where you need to stand, what you need to do, when you need to do nothing, when you need to say something or be quiet and listen so that you can get further context about what's going on. And then last but not least, I mean, definitely check us out in our Live Like You Matter group so that you can see some of this stuff that we're blogging about and talking about to help you win in what you're doing. But a lot of times, you guys, we're moving so fast that we're missing a lot of the cues along the way that are trying to help us figure out how to best prepare to fight in this situation, to battle in this situation, to play in this situation for the win. So our job, hey Savita, our job is to pay attention, get back up, because there's no sense staying down there. The longer you stay down there, the more comfortable the illusion is that you can stay down there and get back up quickly. And we know that that's not the case. Don't stay down there long, because we don't want you to get stuck down there. We want you to rise up quickly and really look at the scenario and then prepare a strategy based on what you now know. Prepare a new strategy based on what you now know. Don't throw in the towel. Don't let that one loss put you in a space of believing that that is the trajectory of what's possible for you. Take it as a learned lesson, not as a denial, but as a learned lesson, and now inform yourself on the things that you need to be prepared, aware of, and clear about that's going to help you get closer to the win next time, or help you just take that thing over. You got to be able to see yourself in the winner's chair. If you can't see yourself there, that's not too good, because trust me, in most scenarios, the people that you're up against, they can see themselves in that winner's chair. They can see it, and they're fighting for that. And sometimes they even believe they're in it. And you got to come and get them out of it to put yourself in it. You got to come and get it. So you've got to be able to envision yourself there. And even when it doesn't turn out exactly the way you thought, recognize that it's still a setup for your next attempt. You needed this information in order to go after this the next time in a more fierce way, and in a way that was going to help you propel towards the win. If you guys have any questions, you know where to find us in our Live Like You Matter group. You know you can always send me stuff on Facebook, and you can always ask questions here. Definitely ask questions here. If you've got anything, I'd be happy to try to answer it. But that's our Facebook Live for tonight. You know I love you guys madly. We didn't want to take a whole lot of time. And listen, you guys, Valentine's Day is coming up. I don't want a lot of y'all to be in the doghouse over Valentine's Day. You know Valentine's Day is coming up. You know Valentine's Day is coming up. You know Valentine's Day is coming up. If you've got somebody that you're dating, you got somebody that you're interested in, you got somebody that is your significant other, husband, wife, all that good stuff, take a second and think about something that would put a smile on their face. Think about something that would put a smile on their face, and don't take the route of saying you don't have any money. Boo! If you say you don't have any money. That is setting you up for the doghouse. And I don't want to have to help you out of the doghouse. I will, but I don't want to have to. Because it's not about the money. It's about how creative you can be. And have you been listening? Have you been listening to something that he said that he wanted to do, or a place he wanted to go, or something that he needed? Something that she's been talking about, a place that she wants to go, something that she thinks makes her feel special in your world. You got about 7 days? You know, a whole lot was created in 7 days. You can at least think of one Valentine thing to do to let your significant other and your kids feel important to you. God bless. Talk to you guys soon. Check out our love tips. We've got like love tips every day on our Live Like You Matter site. So check that out if you need a little bit of help. All right, bye you guys.